The Twitter thing. Oh, copy. There we go. Tweet. Okay, we are ready. Uh, why do I still lift like a girl, Garuda Legends? That's a good question. I imagine how big I would be if I lifted like a man. What's good, everybody? What's good, YouTube? What's good, gamers? It's your boy Lincoln Clay, coming back at you with a live stream. Uh, let's all be one cohesive unit. Hit the like button, help spread the content to a wider audience, and make sure you hit the bell icon so you can stay notified whenever I put out new content. I would appreciate that as well. If you are a new subscriber to the channel, welcome to the channel, and I hope you are enjoying the content. And so it's about uh, 20 minutes to 11 Eastern time here. My son is still sleeping, so I thought I'd sneak in a quick live stream before he wakes up, because once he wakes up, he's definitely going to want the computer so he can play his Roblox. So I thought I'd take a moment to go ahead and do a live stream now. What's up, Ben Machiavelli? How you doing, my friend? Um, and talk a little bit about Detroit Become Human, not just the game itself, about whether something like that, something like this game could possibly happen. Um, and this game takes place in Detroit in 2038, which is 20 years from now. So that's the not too distant future, to tell you the truth. And good morning, though. Good morning, Garuda. Hope everybody's having a good Memorial Day. And so, as as a good number of you have already seen, I did a review video of Detroit Become Human. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I tried to explain as much of the game as I can without spoiling it. Sick Humor, what's good, man? While you're in here, I sent out links to a select number of people who wish to join me. So if you'd like to jump in, there's already a link waiting for you at Twitter. And I finished Detroit Become Human. J Dog, what's up? I finished Detroit Become Human, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that game. Um, not just what I thought of the game, about whether something like this could possibly happen, because that would be, in the case of Detroit Become Human, you had a revolution and not so much a takeover, but you know, a Cantor, what's going on? So uh, I I would be delighted, Sick, if you were to join me in this conversation, being that I think you played this game through what, twice already. Um, as far as me, I said it in numerous times that uh, I'm a hardcore gamer in the sense that I play games every day. Okay, cool. Look forward to you jumping in here, Sick. But at the same time, I've also said, oh, you catching up on some work? All right. Jamal Adams, what's up, my friend? At the same time, I said that, I'm a hardcore gamer in the sense that I play games every day, but at the same time, I don't finish a lot of games because I jump from game to game. I hate to say it, sometimes games don't keep my attention, at least on that particular day. I might have some days where I might want to play Last of Us for about 4 hours. The next day, I might play it for only a half an hour and jump to something else. It's kind of an inconsistent pattern. But it takes a very special game for me to finish it. And Detroit Become Human was one of those games. I think before Detroit Become Human, I think the last game that I finished was, I believe, Uncharted Lost Legacy. And I bought a ton of games between that game and now. I bought a ton of games. I still haven't even finished God of War yet. And I kind of feared that this might happen. I was really excited for God of War, and I did play the game quite a bit in the beginning, but it started to taper off as time went on. And then as we got closer to Detroit Become Human, I started gearing myself to get ready for that game. And then once I started playing Detroit Become Human, and I started to see a story develop, yeah, you got that right. Ahmet. I said it before. I've got at least 150 games on my PlayStation, and I think I've only completed 5, no more than 10 of them. So I have a backlog, that would probably last me for the next couple of years, especially given my my pattern of play. Garuda, Detroit was an epic story, and then I guess I'd like to talk a little bit about those stories. Fatal Mephisto, the Canadian grizzly bear. How you doing this morning, sir? To all the veterans in here, I hope you're having a great weekend, on this Memorial Day. U.S. soldier or soldier of another country, I hope you're having a good day. And so, talking about the stories of the 3 androids without spoiling anything. Starting with Connor, the demo for Detroit Become Human, the demo that's out. Right, I feel the same way, Garuda. I wish I could talk all the way about I wish I could talk about the stories, really in depth without spoiling it. But I'm just going to try to, talk about it loosely without spoiling anything. Talk about these androids, how their story started out, and maybe what led them to become deviant. I got a buffer here showing up. You know what? I know what it was. Here, make sure this doesn't happen again. Turn off the Wi-Fi on my phone so it doesn't interrupt. Okay, so starting with the demo at the beginning of Detroit Become Human, that the demo for Detroit Become Human is actually the way the game starts out. And naturally, as you saw in the demo, there's several ways that scenario ends. But it does come into play. It does come into play a little bit towards the end of the game. But starting with Marcus, as I said in my review, he is a caretaker for a famous painter, and this painter is in a wheelchair. So Marcus, takes care of everything for him, runs errands, gives him his bath, cooks for him, and whatever else he wants Marcus to do. And in the case of Marcus, there was a tragedy that made him break through his program, and made him decide, and he decided that he was a living being, and he wanted to be treated like a normal person. So he basically started a revolution against the city, and got people to join his cause. At some point, Marcus and Kara can die permanently in the storyline, if they're not mistaken. It may not happen immediately, but all 3 of the characters, Marcus, Kara, and Connor, all of them at some point can die permanently in the game. It may not happen at the beginning, but at some point it can happen. It all depends on the choice that you make. They, yeah, Garuda, as I was just saying, that at some point they can all die. And further talking about Marcus's story, when he Connor can die and he can be reset, but there is a point where he can die in the game and he won't come back. So talking further about Marcus's story, um, once he uh, once he caused this revolution, um, sounds like we got a joiner here. Let me see who we got.
Yo, yo.
What's good? What's good? Oh, you two came in at the
Hey.
same time. Um, I was talking to the chat here. I just finished Detroit Become Human, and I was telling them, what I thought without spoiling it. And so I brought you two in here. I've sent out a series of invites. I don't expect them to come in, but I also sent out links to Porter Rock and Foxy Games UK because of where they're at. They're 5 and 6 hours ahead of us, so it's a decent time of the day for those two. If they join, that's great. But if they don't, I understand it's a holiday. So, and I'm happy to have you two here today. Thank you so much for coming in here.
Thanks for having me on, brother.
So, but while I got you in here, before I go any further, how about some intros?
Yo, what's up? It's Gunroot Gaming. Joining my boy Lincoln Clay on this awesome show. I love being here, talking gaming with him. And just look forward to some content from me. And let's get some gaming news in there.
That's what's up, Mr. Sick Humor.
I haven't heard Sick. He might have stepped away or something.
Okay. But I'm sure he'll speak up once he's probably AFK away from the keyboard. But I'm sure he'll say something once he gets back in here. So Ahmet, son, you want to play this game so badly, but I'm broke this month. I totally understand. Ahmet, if you have a video store in your neighborhood or something like that, maybe you can rent the game, because if you play the game, if you devote your full attention to playing this game, you can have it finished in 1, maybe 2 days. I'd say 3 at the most. I took my sweet time with this game because I wanted to be very careful about the decisions that I made in this game, because decisions that you make in this game can have serious consequences, and it can result in the loss of life. So I tried to make the decisions that would minimize that blow.
That sounds pretty intense. I can't wait to jump into that, man.
I love the game, and then I'm definitely gonna play it through again, because there are definitely some decisions that I made that I ended up regretting. And there was also some decisions in the game that were made because when you get offered some choices, in most cases, you only have a few seconds to make up your mind. And some of those situations was so tough, and I had such a hard time deciding what route to go that I ended up letting the time expire, and I didn't get a response, and I didn't issue a response in some cases. But some of the decisions that I made and some of the lack of decisions that I've made caused serious consequences in the game. So much so that I want to go back and play the game again. And when I'm faced with those scenarios again, make a different decision and see what the outcome would be, because my mission is still going to be the same in this game, to try to make the right decision, to try to minimize damage and try to minimize loss of life.
Okay.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. How about an intro there, mister?
Oh. Am I coming through loud and clear, or am I too low?
Loud and clear. I hear you perfectly.
All right. Thank you so much for having me here today, Lincoln Clay. I definitely do appreciate it. My name is Penn from Sick Humor TV. If you guys would like, you can call me Anthony. What's up, Garuda Legends? I definitely saw you there, brother. And let's have a good podcast today.
Absolutely. So you did finish Detroit Become Human. You played it through twice, have you not?
No, I played it once. I'm still about to go through it a second time. Because I have to redo some of the scenarios. I knew where I fucked up, when I fucked up, and how I fucked up, so I know where to go back and make changes.
See, I love that, because I fucked up too, and I'm in the same boat as you, that I want to go back and play it through again, so I can try.
All my people were alive at the end except for Connor. Connor was the only one that died.
In my case, in my case, Marcus was the only one that survived.
Wow. So Kara, Alice, and Connor died?
They all died.
Where did you make it with Kara and Alice? Did you make it across the border?
No, I got to the bus. I got to the bus stop because Marcus was going to get some passports ready for
Was it too late? Was it too late?
Do you mean for the to catch the bus?
Yeah.
No. See, what happened was they got to the bus stop and there were officers there screening everybody who tried to get on the bus. And if they found any androids, they were shot on the spot. And
so you chose to go the easy way at the end when they were like, hey, do you want to go this way or do you want to take the long way around? You chose to go.
No, I chose the long way because of the short route was highly risky. It said it was a high risk.
Yeah, it did.
And so to go around would take more time, but it was low risk. So that's what I chose to do. And
so how did you die? Because I took the same route that you took, but I didn't die. I met up with Rose at the dock, and we went across the water.
Damn, this game must have a trillion. The possibilities it must have a ton of. Oh boy, see.
I got a lot of hundreds on a lot of missions, but a lot of missions I was at like 80% or 90% or something like that.
So. Okay, so I want to talk to the chat and tell them, okay, I guess I'll talk a little bit about what happened to me, because since there's so many possibilities in this game, what happened to me doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen to you because of the choices that you make. And a lot of the choices that you make is going to be based on what type of person you are. Are you a person that, will get the job done by any means necessary? Or you're the type of person that's compassionate and,
did you find out the secret though, Lincoln? Did you find out the secret?
No, because I refused to pull the trigger.
Refused to pull the trigger on who?
On Chloe.
No. Did you find the secret on Alice?
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool. That's why I was like, damn, I killed Todd for this? Like, the fuck? All right, cool. Todd was just out of his fucking mind.
In my case, it was Todd that got them killed.
Oh, you didn't kill Todd?
No, because when Kara stood up, when I played the game, when Kara stood up to Todd, and Todd was trying to beat her ass, I was slow on the quick time events. So Todd damn near fucked her up, so she was able to get out of there with, with her ass barely intact. She got out of there. So they didn't kill Todd because, Todd, like I said, Todd tried to jump on their heads and they were just trying to fight him off. And so, no, I didn't kill Todd. It never came to that situation where the gun even came into play. So what happened was I'm at the bus stop waiting for the bus. I took the long way around. And while, I'm looking around, well, I guess what happened was they made an announcement that, they were only taking people that had tickets to get on the bus. And Kara and Alice didn't have tickets. So they looking around for tickets to try to get on the bus. And all of a sudden, Kara arms gets grabbed and it was Todd. And Todd was screaming and cussing like, you took what was mine and all kinds of shit. And so rather than try to plead with Todd, I got aggressive with him and warned him that if he didn't stop, he was going to get fucked up. And so he alerted the police and he pointed at him and said, that's an android. And so the police shot both Kara and Alice.
All I'm gonna say is, man,
Man, you guys got me wanting to go and pull this wallet out and go grab this game right now. I'm trying to wait.
Here's the thing, Gunru, bro. This game is not what you expect it to be, bro.
Really?
It touches on so many topics. There were so many hints and clues at specific things. Man, you gotta really pay attention to this game. When you playing this game, don't listen to no background music. Don't listen to anything. Pay attention to what's going on in the game. Like, there's a lot of stuff that you can easily miss, and I'm telling you. The E3 2018, the E3 2017 demo that they had, or was that at the PlayStation? Whatever, whichever demo
it was at Paris Games Week because no. That was at PSX when they did the demo for.
Was it PSX?
Yeah, it was at PSX.
Okay, that PSX demo. No, not that one. I'm talking about. The one I'm talking about is the E3 demo. That shit made me hate Todd, bruh. I hated Todd that so much that when I got to that section of the game, I went in with my same train of thought from that demo. And then I found out later on in the game, wow, I really did that to Todd? Like, damn.
In my case, I originally went in with the mentality that I was looking for the right moment to go ahead and shoot Todd. But then when I saw, how diligent the police are when they look for a deviant android, I decided that, I probably didn't want to kill him anyway, because I didn't want the cops breathing down our neck.
Who?
Kara and Alice, when I had to finally confront Todd, because you actually have a choice, in the game, where, he went to go upstairs to beat her, and he said, "You stay right there. Don't you fucking move." And you had the choice whether to try to break through your programming and intervene, or stay there like he told you.
Okay, Savage Uger. Yeah. No. When he told me to stay there, dog, my parental instincts kicked in, bruh. And I just went ham on Todd. And see, the game sets you up because it shows you the gun ahead of time. Because you have to go in the room and clean. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So I already knew where the gun was. I was like, I just need to make it to the gun. If I make it to the gun, then Todd, that's going to be the end of Todd. And sure enough, I blew Todd's fucking head off. But then, I went on like I was on a mission at that point. I went and robbed the convenience store. I went and robbed the nigga at the laundromat. Like, I was robbing.
See, I didn't do any of that shit because, first of all, Todd, because I was slow on the quick time events, Todd nearly fucked Kara up. And then, like, it was getting to the point where, blue blood was starting to come out of her. Some of her skin was starting to come off and revealed, the android underneath the skin.
Yeah.
All that shit was starting to happen. And then I was like, and then I thought to myself, if I lose Kara, I don't know if there's any point in even going on with this part of the story anymore. So I got my act together and started responding to those quick time events on time. And because of that, we were barely able to get out of there, with our asses intact.
Man, that shit was like set it off for me, dog. Like, when I did one fucked up thing, I was like, shit, I already killed this nigga, so fuck it, I'm finna rob the laundry. I robbed the dude. The dude was sleeping with the headphones on, bro. I took all this nigga clothes, bro. I went to the grocery store. I fucked up there because first of all, I went into that convenience store. And I had Alice create a distraction, and I stole some money out of the register. And so because she needed money so they could stay at a hotel for the night. Because first of all, you had your options of where you wanted to stay for the night. And the hotel I felt was the warmest place for Alice, since you out there in the rain and all that shit, and you want to get her to warm shelter. So I thought the hotel would be the best move. And but no, I didn't have any money. So I go into the party store. I had Alice create a distraction, and I stole the money.
And Alice acted up about it. She was like, "You stole that money," So she was upset about it. So now I'm making decisions based on trying not to make Alice upset, because I still want Alice to trust me. So when I went into the laundromat, originally I declined to try to still do clothes. And then when I realized that, hey, she need to get out of those android clothes so she can pass for human, I went back into the laundromat to try to steal the clothes. And you have to do it very slow when you try to still do clothes. And I did it too fast. I whipped the thumbstick around too fast, and dude woke up right in the middle of me trying to take his shit out the dryer.
Yo, we had two totally different experiences. I swear to God, dog. Here's the thing, and I got my video is up on the on my YouTube page. You know what I'm saying? My whole playthrough is up on the YouTube page. That's why I don't care about talking about this shit. Y'all niggas seen that shit. Or if y'all didn't seen that shit, y'all saw somebody else shit. So fuck it. Right. But my experience was totally different, bro. I said, okay, I need some money. Then I saw that a convenience store was open. So I'm like, okay, convenience store open. Remember, I had took the gun from Todd house, so I still had the pistol on me. I'm like, shit.
You straight robbed him? You straight robbed him at gunpoint?
Yeah, I was like, we finna go ahead and set this shit off. And the fucked up part about it is, when I walked in there to go set it off, a dude walked into the store, dog. So I sent Alice outside, right? I'm in the store. I'm about to rob this nigga. And then the guy walks in to buy something. I'm like, this is the perfect time for this dumb shit to be happening, dog. So I had to play it cool. I told him to play it cool. I thought he was going to say something to the dude. You know what I'm saying? And then the dude was going to be like, try to play hero and shit like that. But nah, he held it down. You know what I'm saying? He was looking all spooked and shit. But he got the dude up out of there. And then I'm like, give me the money, nigga. And I took all the money, bruh. I took everything from out of the register. I walked outside, nigga. I stole a candy bar too, nigga, and I did that shit before I sent Alice outside. So I was in that bitch stealing everything, dog. So after I stole that shit, you know what I'm saying? I had already stole the clothes, you know what I'm saying, from the dude at the laundromat. Like, I know this nigga woke up and he was like, "What the fuck?" Like, this nigga ain't have no jackets. He ain't have shit, dog. Like, I took everything from out the washing machine and the fucking jacket from off his lap. Like, I took it all, dog. I took it all, dog. So once I took that, then I went to the hotel. I walked up into the hotel or whatever, and I was like, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get the young in the place for the night. And the dude was like, he wanted to see my ID. I'm like, hey man, I left my ID, bro. It's raining, the kid, she tripping, And he was like, oh, okay, no problem. Room 28. Got room 28 key, went up in there. And I was like, yo, Alice, you need to take your dirty ass in there and take a bath, nigga. Like, you been out here in this rain, bro. You probably smelling like straight fish right now. You know what I'm saying? So she was trying to watch the cartoons on the TV, and I was like, nah, nigga, ain't no watching no cartoons on TV, bro. You need to go handle that, bro. So she went in there and she handled that. She came back out, got in the bed, and went to sleep, bro. Woke up in the morning, and I kind of figured this shit was gonna happen. Nigga, the police outside. I'm like, oh shit, now we gotta duck out, bro. So the second I get ready to try and leave, he'll go Connor, old bitch ass, talking about he gonna start running after the nigga. Like, come on, bro. You really finna come and try and, catch me, dog? Nah,
nigga. See, in my playthrough, Connor never ran into Kara.
Huh?
When I played Detroit, Connor never ran into Kara.
Shit. Yeah, he did. Him and Hank was after us, bro.
No.
We had to cross a busy ass highway, dog. A busy ass highway.
No, from my playthrough, Connor was focused on getting Marcus.
Yeah, well, not in mine.
Because when Marcus when Marcus first led that revolution, at first I tried to do it peacefully, like Martin Luther King, like stand in the street and we just gonna stand our ground, and we just, we gonna be nonviolent about it, but we gonna stand our ground and protest. Man, The police was shooting them down in the street, man, and they was getting dropped, and I was like, fuck that, I'm losing my my followers, I'm getting my people killed, and now what's left of the followers is starting to doubt me because I done got some of our people killed and didn't allow them to retaliate. And so at that point, I said, fuck this. We about to go ahead and start retaliating us because I was like, no matter what we do, these humans never going to accept us. They never going to trust us. And they sicking the police on, on every Android they see. So fuck this. Moving forward, we going to start, doing what we need to do by force. And at that point, I started killing people. I started killing people and started having my troops kill people.
Lincoln, you a black man in America, bro.
Exactly.
You know good and goddamn well we was the goddamn androids, bro.
Yeah.
Ain't no way I'm finna take my people out there for no peaceful protest just to be shot down in the street like no dogs. Nah, nigga, I was out there fighting, bro. We out there getting it in, nigga. Everybody throwing hands, bro. We whooped the shit out of the fucking police, nigga. Left their ass in the street, nigga. Turned Marcus into a straight savage. A straight savage, nigga.
Well, he went savage. He eventually went savage for me, but I tried to be polite. I tried to be nice in the beginning. But the police wasn't having it. Because the police, because after Marcus made that that message at the broadcasting station, the police started rounding up androids in the street and was taking them to they was acting like it was a recall. It was like they was telling people who own androids, call the police and we'll come pick up your android. Don't try to take these androids on yourself. And then as far as the androids that was running around loose in the street, the police was shooting them on sight.
Hey, listen, I'm out there fucking everything up, dog. Listen, as soon as Marcus was like, because let me tell you, this is where I fucked up. And you probably didn't fail this mission. You remember the mission with Marcus where you had to go and get the blue blood and had to get all the armor and shit like that? I mean, not armor, but the parts and shit from the little place, CyberLife or whatever.
Yeah, it was like a CyberLife warehouse.
Bro, I failed that mission because I failed the stealth part right at the end, bro. I got the key for the truck and everything, dog. And I went and hid in the bathroom, but the fucked up camera the fucked up camera angle that I had, I couldn't see around the corner, so I didn't know that the motherfuckers was just walking back in. As soon as I walked out, nigga, they came running after me, bro. Failed that mission, lost everything, and the black dude that we had just recruited.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they took his ass out.
In my case, I had a choice of how I wanted to deal with the guards, in order to get that key to the truck, and you could either try to go stealth or you could just outright try to get it at gunpoint. And I didn't want to try to take them at gunpoint because I figure if I take the key at gunpoint, it was probably, as soon as I leave, they're gonna call for help. And second, who knows if they're gonna deactivate the key or not, once I try to drive the truck out of there. So I chose to go the stealth route, which I did complete that part. I did get the therium or the blue blood along with the spare parts that everybody needed back at Jericho. Now, when I got back to Jericho, everybody, got repaired. There was damage and everybody got blood that needed it. Well, the problem was, I had to decide whether that was good enough for us and we remain in hiding. But, Marcus kind of decided that, no, this ain't good enough. We need to let everybody know who we are. And that's what led to them, taking to the streets.
Did you get the android to confess?
The one that killed his owner?
Oh yeah. My bad. Yes.
You mean the android that stabbed his owner like 28 times?
Yeah. Listen, he stabbed that motherfucker for good news. He bought a black robot so he could treat him like a slave, bitch ass nigga. Mm-hmm. So I was happy. I was happy that he got his ass shanked up. You know what I'm saying?
Now, all he told me was when I interrogated him, all he told me was that the owner tried to kill him, which I had already known that because I had replayed the crime scene. Mm-hmm. So I had already knew that before I interrogated him. So he didn't tell me anything that I already knew.
Listen, when he said what happened, though, he explained why he killed him. And then you saw the flashback or whatever. He called them what he said? He said, "You look me in the eyes again." He said, you look me in the eyes, I'm gonna kill you. And that's when he started hitting him with the bat.
Okay, yeah, I got that part. Yeah, so, he said he was gonna kill me, and then they played the flashback, and he was like something like, "This will teach you to look at me funny" or some shit like that.
Nah, to look me in the eyes.
Okay,
you know, back during
slavery, black people
supposed to look the master in the ass.
Yeah, they always supposed to look at the ground when they being cussed out.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't peaceful at all, nigga. I lived that shit out how I would live that bitch out in real life. Goddamn it! We went out in a fucking blaze of gunfire. Facts. And my man Marcus still lived in the end. We had thousands of motherfucking androids with us then. Everybody woke up.
Yeah. I did. You know, one big fuck up I made was when they went to, like, there was like 5 CyberLife dealerships throughout the city. And they split up into 5 teams, and their mission was to break into those stores and free the androids that was in those stores. Now, the other teams did their job. Now, me, the store that I was supposed to break into, you only got 10 minutes to get the job done. So, you know, I was racing against the clock. So
you didn't know where to find the truck at, Hunter.
Well, I found the truck. I found the truck, and I used the truck. I drove it into the building. The fucked up part was I did not deactivate the alarm to the store before I drove the truck through the building.
That's the first thing they told you to do.
I mean, that drone was flying around the store. So I was going to look for a way to try to take the drone out. So it was taking too much time for me to find a way to take care of the drone before we break into the store. So I was like, you know, time is running out. We got to hurry up and get this shit done. And so the alarm totally slipped my mind. We went to go get in the truck, and then I had the choice. And I said, wait a minute, let me go check the perimeter one more time before we do this to make sure it ain't nobody else around. So the only thing that was around was the drone. You know, so I thought the drone was going to be what we were going to have to worry about. So my thinking is, once I drive up in that store, then maybe we can activate these drones, these androids, and get them out of here before anybody come. As soon as I busted through that damn window, the alarm went off. So as soon as we drove that truck through the window, we had to run out of there. We didn't get any of the androids. And when we got back to Jericho, North was like pissed off at him that he failed the mission. And almost like she was starting to question him as a leader.
North was a bitch from the beginning, though, dog.
Mm-hmm.
How you gonna ask me about my history, and then when I ask you about your history, you get mad at me?
Yeah, she didn't want to talk. You know, eventually she admitted it. You know, she came out and admitted it to me, but and I said, damn, you know, her identity. You know, I fucked up earlier trying to find out who she was at the Eaton Club when I was playing as Connor.
Mm-hmm.
So I fucked up there. So yeah, I made a series of fuck ups in that game.
Wait, hold on. North was the motherfucker who went in that room and killed the robot. I mean, killed the dude.
Yeah.
I didn't figure out where she went fast enough, so I never knew that was North.
See, I never caught her either. She ended up admitting it to Marcus. When Marcus told his past to her, asked her about her past, and she didn't want to talk about it at first, but he was able to, you know, convince her to go ahead and open up about it. And so she told him, you know, that the dude, you know, they was, you know, working at that strip club and shit like that, and something came over her, and she felt like it was the right thing to do to go ahead and choke that motherfucker.
Yeah. Yo, North was a savage, bro. I'm gonna tell you like this, she was a savage. That the one that I didn't like was that bitch ass black dude that kept saying, just be peaceful, just do it peacefully. We can't fight fire with fire. Violence does not solve violence. I'm like, nigga, if you don't shut the fuck up.
He ended up changing his tune.
Nah, that nigga was still pissed at the end, even when that motherfucker died. No, I watched him die too.
Yeah, he died on my end too. But when they had that, what was it? When they had a shootout with the police or whatever, and he got shot, Marcus saved him. And so when he got better, he told Marcus that, you know, moving forward, whatever you decide, I'm behind you.
Nah, but when he finally died, he was like, we're gonna have all this blood on our hands.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro, you
he
shut
did
the
say
fuck
that.
up, dog. He was having regrets all the way up to death. He went to bitch nigga heaven, dog. Facts.
See, everything that we talk about, Garuda, talked about what happened on his end when he played it.
No, we all had different experiences. That's facts. We all played the game totally fucking different. Places where you failed, I succeeded. Places where I failed, you succeeded. I would have never thought to fucking rob this store, you know what I'm saying, by using a distraction. I was like, let me just pull out the pistol on him and just.
That was my whole thing. I didn't want to, for starters, I didn't have a gun.
Hey, I asked him nicely. Listen, I asked him nicely. I was like, can I please have some money from out of your register? He was like, fuck no, bitch. If you ain't gonna buy nothing, get the fuck out the store. And I was like, okay, well, nigga, I'm taking the money out the register now. Now give it to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then he was looking like, and then when I take the money, he gonna run out the store like you gonna catch me. The fuck you gonna do? Run into a bullet, you bitch nigga? Like, come on, stop it.
So, so because I didn't have any money to Spartan guy, what's up? Because I didn't have any, I had the money to go to the hotel from when I stole the money from that party store, but androids were not allowed at the hotel. And because she was still in her android clothes, she never would have been able to get into the motel. So I spent the night at that abandoned house, and it turned out it was there was a deviant there, a deviant android that had already been damaged and tortured and shit like that from I guess like a lynch mob or something like that. And so he was really paranoid. So he had a knife, right up under Alice's chin, because they get to the house and we trying to find a way in. And Alice disappeared for a second. When I went around the corner to find Alice, that deviant android had a knife to her neck and was getting ready to kill her. And he was frantic as fuck.
Damn.
And
so you damn near got y'all killed. Almost got yourself killed throughout the game.
Oh, it got worse. So he finally calmed down and let us spend the night in the abandoned house. But he had dreams. That deviant android had dreams of having a family. So this motherfucker takes a goddamn possum and caught a possum and said, we all gonna eat like a family. He holding up a dead possum and like, we gonna eat like a family. And Kara was like, she can't eat that. And it was okay, then I'll cook it. So he stuck the shit in the fire and charred it a little bit and then threw it on the table and was like, okay, let's eat. And then she was like, Alice was like, I'm not hungry. And then he was like, he started getting mad, like, you're gonna eat this. It got to the point where he pulled out the knife and was getting ready to make her eat, at knife point.
I'm gonna be real. While you was in there eating roadkill, nigga, we was in the motel sleeping good, bro.
We was in some savage ass shit.
I don't know what the fuck. Listen, they told me I could go sleep in the car, I could go to that abandoned building, or I could sleep in the motel. Nigga, I was finding a way to sleep in that motel, bro. Ain't no way I'm sleeping in no goddamn abandoned car. Shit probably smelled like wet rug and shit. Like, I'm good.
But Connor and Hank did show up to that house to investigate, and investigate that house because there was reports of androids in the area. So that paranoid ass android, his name was Ralph. So he did, distract Connor long enough for Kara and Alice to slip out the back door.
I never met Ralph. Never met that nigga.
Shit.
I don't think I missed that
dude. That dude was unstable as fuck.
Now, who was Chloe? Because I don't think I never ran into Chloe either.
Chloe is the android when you first fire the game up in the menu. That's Chloe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I let her go. I let her be free.
At the end of the game?
Oh, that's the one they was asking when you was at old dude house and he was
Elijah
like, pull the trigger.
Yeah, he gave Connor a choice. He said, if you basically, if you think this is a machine, then shoot it. And I'll tell you what you need to know. He said, but if you don't shoot it, then you showing signs of compassion and you are becoming deviant because you disobeying orders. Now, which is it?
I couldn't shoot her. I was like, I'm gonna get Connor laid because Connor looked like he need a release.
But he had three of them in there. He had three of those clothes in there. Two of them was in the pool.
Yeah, but you know, they were alive. Johnny Five, they were alive.
Right. So I didn't shoot either.
Damn, I was a bitch, nigga. I should have shot her right in the face.
But she had this look on her face like she didn't want to die. Because several of the androids throughout that game was crying that they didn't want to die.
Yeah, but I should have still shot her right in the fucking forehead, but I didn't. I couldn't do it, dog. I couldn't do it. I couldn't pull the trigger. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it.
Oh shit, you got totally left out in all of this, Gun Russo. Hearing all this stuff, man, does it make you want to play the game?
It do, man. And I had a man. You look okay. So I'm trying to help my son. I don't know what happened to his Fortnite, but he lost all of his content, all the stuff that he bought for it. I don't know what I did. Trying to help him get this free pack, but I was helping him with that and listening to you guys at the same time. Man, that game sound amazing. I'm telling you, man. Listen, this was just like this was a review from you guys. I'm listening to a live review is what it was, and it's making me want to go buy the game. Sound amazing.
It is, you know, and I'm definitely gonna play the game again, but I think I need a day or two. See, I started a new game. All I did, the only reason why I started a new game at this point was just so I could get some footage for my review video that I uploaded early this morning.
Okay.
And so I played the beginning of it, you know, where Connor confronted the deviant android that took the girl hostage. I played that part out again and just used it for footage. But as far as the rest of the game goes, I'm going to wait a couple of days before I start playing the rest of the game again, because I need a couple of days to take in some of the decisions that I've made that was very costly.
So from start to finish, how many hours do you think the game is? Like,
I officially beat it in 11 hours.
11 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I bought the game. I started playing the game Friday, even though it unlocked at midnight. I didn't play it Thursday at midnight because I didn't want to be caught up playing the game for 2-3 hours, and I end up going to work functioning only 2 hours of sleep. So I waited until Friday after I got out of work before I started playing it. So and I finished it, you know, early this morning. So okay. But there was some points where some fucked up shit. I made some fucked up decisions, and I'm like, oh shit, I got somebody killed. And so I had to stop, you know, and like, all right, I need to take a break from this game for a minute because I got somebody killed. So let me take a break, you know, gather my thoughts, and then, you know, figure out how I'm going to approach the next situation before I started playing. So there was some points where, you know, after I played a chapter of the game, I would take a break for a few hours.
I only got one person killed, and that was Connor. And that's only because I wanted to free all them damn robots that was in that room, and I had to do it by any means necessary. So I had to sacrifice myself.
See, I had a situation where I could have killed Marcus, but I let him live.
Yeah, so I let Connor live too. I mean, I let Marcus live too. Ain't no way I was gonna let Marcus die. Marcus was Malcolm. Mm-hmm. Ain't no way I'm letting Malcolm die, bro. Not a second time, Malcolm. Not a second time.
So did you come across that situation where you had to confront Marcus as Connor?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. That's an integral part of the game. See, here's where everything fucked up, right? Everything fucked up when I had Connor and I figured out what that shit meant in that book that he got from the guy who committed suicide. Remember the guy who jumped off the building? I think his name was Ralphie or something. I don't know. Whatever the fuck his name was.
The dude that committed suicide.
Yeah. The android that committed suicide. The one that jumped off the building. The one that Hank and Connor was chasing after. The one with all the pigeons. Oh, you
know what? That motherfucker got away.
Oh, he didn't get away from me.
He got away from me because Connor got grinded up in one of those one of those damn big ass like cultivating machines that they use to cultivate farmland and shit like that.
That's how you killed Connor?
Yeah, because I was slow. I was slow on the quick time events.
You know, killed him so early in the game, though.
Yeah, damn. But you know, he got killed. So you know, that dude got away. So that's why I didn't know what you was talking about him jumping off the building and committing suicide. He got away. And that's, you know, and I thought I got Connor killed permanently. But then that's when I found out that each time Connor gets killed, he comes, you know, they basically build a new model and transfer his memory from the destroyed one to the new one. But each time they transfer his memory, he loses a little bit of it.
Wait, hold on. They transfer his memory from what to what?
Okay, so you know how I told you that I got Connor killed when he got grinded up in that cultivating machine?
Yeah.
You know, the big ass farm machines that look like they got
I know what you're talking about.
the lawnmower blades and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
That giant ass machine, he got grinded up in one of those. And so I thought Connor was dead permanently, but he wasn't. So what happened was CyberLife built another Connor and sent it to the police station to continue the investigation into androids. But so what they did was the Connor that was destroyed, they took the memory from that one and put it in the new Connor. So when that Connor reported back to Hank for duty, a little bit of his memory was lost because I actually got Connor killed several times, and each time he got killed, a little bit of his memory was lost. When they, when they transferred his memory into the new Connor, a little bit of his memory was lost from the previous one.
My Connor never died, bruh. I had the same Connor from the beginning to the end. I almost lost Kara though when we went in that goddamn house.
Which house?
The house with Luther and the other dude. I forgot what his name was.
Zakloff or whatever the fuck his name was. Zakloff.
Zavlosky or whatever his name
some
was.
shit like that. Man, I was like, when I went into that house and he had Kara on that damn machine and was getting ready to wipe her memory, I said, damn, I really fucked up. I said, what is going to happen to Alice now?
And then what happened?
He wasn't able to completely erase her memory. Shit was jarring her memory, and it came back. So she went to go get Alice, and then I guess when they realized that Kara was missing, Zakloff told Luther to go look for her. And when they finally found her, he came after her, but he was moving all slow and shit, like he was only half-assed trying to catch him. But Luther ended up turning on Zakloff.
Yep, he sure did.
So, but more than anything, like Luther turned on him, but Luther wasn't the one that killed him. All the androids he had locked up in the basement and shit like that killed him.
Yep. Now we had the same ending. We had the same ending to that one. Mine's ended the exact same way. And then Luther was like, "Can I come with you?" He reminded me of the dude from the Green Mile.
Yeah. Sound like the drink, but only spelled different.
Yeah, he was like,
Jack Coffee.
"I'll come with you, and I can help you. I can protect you." I was like, "Yeah, bring your big dumb ass on. Come on."
Hell yeah, because I felt like when Luther joined him, I was like, all right, they're gonna be safe. They gonna make it.
Until you got in that goddamn in that carnival, and all them motherfuckers showed up at the door like they all showed up like niggas about to go down, and it was like,
"Is that where you lost Luther? Is that where you lost Luther?"
I lost Luther at the end when the police raided the boat, when they raided Jericho.
Damn, you made it that far with Luther?
Hell yeah.
Shit, I got him killed way before that.
You know who almost got me killed? Rose's dumbass son almost got us killed.
That's how that's how Luther got killed. When the police showed up to Rose's house.
Nah, I saved him through that because I closed the little room that they was in. I closed the curtain where they were, and I talked to the police. The police didn't think nothing of it, and he just left.
I don't think I closed that curtain. So after being in there for a few minutes, the cop got suspicious and pulled his gun out and started looking around. And he looked in there and saw Luther, hiding in there because I forgot to close the curtains. And when Luther came out, he shot Luther in the stomach.
Yep. Nah, that didn't happen in mine, bro.
They knocked the cop out. Yeah, they did knock the cop out, but the cop shot him first.
Nah, my Luther survived. My Luther survived.
Damn, I can't believe you made it that far with Luther. You made it all the way to Jericho with him?
I made it all the way to Jericho with Luther.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is some shit.
I can't even believe y'all died that early. I knew right off the bat. As soon as I walked by that thing and I saw that it was still capable of being closed, I closed that shit.
Not only after Luther died, Rose basically told him, the cops sweeping this area, and we got to get out of here. So she said, get ready. We getting out of here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So she basically took them to Jericho, like, okay, you basically go across the road, blah, 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 go to Jericho and ask for Marcus.
Wow.
And that's where she broke off, and that's where she was done.
No, I had all my people up to the end, bro. The only reason why only one of my people died, which was Connor, is simply because when we got into that room with the robots, another fucking Connor showed up. Another fucking Connor showed up, and he had Hank holding Hank hostage with a gun to his head.
What the fuck? Man, the way my Connor died was way off.
Yeah, man. We all, me, you, and Garuda. I'm just taking a look at Garuda's in the chat. Mm-hmm. We all had 3 totally different experiences.
Yeah, like the way my Connor died was when he had Marcus and had to make a decision whether to kill Marcus or let him live. I let Marcus live, and then I joined him. And so
I let Marcus live, and I joined him with Connor.
Right. So a good number of androids have been gunned down, from when they try to take that stand. And so the black dude was like, well, what we gonna do? We outnumbered, we outgunned, he was like, there's nothing more we can fight for, some shit like that. And then Connor said over at CyberLife, they got a shitload of androids over at the CyberLife headquarters. He said, I said I could go there and I can get these androids and bring them back. And that would make the odds even. So he went to CyberLife. He had to sneak in there though. So he took out 2 of the guards on the elevator. They was on their way up to the 47th floor. They was already suspicious of Connor when he got there anyway, because when he got there, whoever he was there to see, they was like, okay, on the 47th floor. And he said, Connor was like, I know the way. And the guards was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, you might know the way, but we still got our orders to escort you. So on the elevator, Connor took the guards out on the elevator. He got into a fight with them and took them out. And then right after he took them out, Amanda appeared in his head and was like, did you really think we would just let you come in here, and just try to come in here and try to take over shit and fuck shit up? And she said, you're going to be terminated. Soon as she said that, the elevator doors opened and 4 guards shot Connor, and that was it. He was gone for good.
Nah, fam. Mines didn't happen that way, bruh. I killed the niggas on the elevator, right? And then I sent the elevator back the other way because I knew them motherfuckers was waiting out there. Facts. And then when we got down to the bottom, you see the room filled with fucking androids. I mean, thousands of them motherfuckers out there, dog. And as soon as he got ready to, free him and bring him to life and shit, another fucking Connor popped up with Hank with a fucking gun to Hank's head. And then he was like, what are you going to do? If you stop what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? You can save Hank. I was like, fuck Hank. Hank been talking shit to me the entire game. Kill that nigga.
See, and the fucked up part was one of my Connors died saving Hank, because eventually Hank started coming around and stopped being a racist asshole. He finally started coming around and started acting like a damn human being. So when I had that situation where they was on top of the TV tower, and after Connor, surveyed the crime scene, he determined that one of the androids in there must have helped Marcus. So he went to interrogate the 3 androids, and once again he found out which android was the deviant, and I was slow on the quick time events, so that deviant basically snatched Connor's heart out, and I was able to put the heart back in just in time. Now when I got outside, what was the situation when I got outside? The deviant had a gun. He was up against
in the heart.
No, when I was trying to make a decision on what I should do, I decided to save Hank. And when I saved Hank, my Connor got shot in the back. Got shot in the back like 8 times or something like that. So once again, another Connor had to be sent to Hank.
Nah, fam. I shot that nigga right at the door. He dropped to his knees, and Hank looked at me and was like, "Oh my God, you saved my life." And I was like, yeah, nigga, I saved your life. Remember that shit.
Crazy. Nah, I know I got to go back and play this shit again, especially knowing now that I know that Kara and Luther made it all the way to Jericho.
Shit, Kara and not only Kara and Luther, but Kara and Alice, we made it all the way to the end. We made it all the way to the end.
So y'all made it all the way to Canada then?
Yep.
Game sounds amazing, guys.
Oh,
I can't
man, it was
oh my gosh.
Man, it was fucked up the way Kara and Alice got killed on my end because Todd was like right there. That's a fucking android.
I gotta ask you two something. How many snacks did y'all eat during this gameplay? All this gameplay I've been doing.
Snacks? Huh?
yeah.
I've been taking a shot at fucking state.
Oh, I was gonna say, you know what? Now that I think about it, we did eat some candy. We did eat some chocolate. We ate some spaghetti when we got to Rose House. Nigga, we was eating good. Shit. Now that I think about it, we was eating good.
One of the PlayStation keeping track of that.
Hell no. So my Kara and my Alice, how they got killed, like I said, they was at the bus station waiting, looking for tickets. And they ran into Todd at that bus station. And he was screaming like, you took something from me. And then the cops was like, what's going on here? And then he pointed at, Kara was like, that's an android. So the cops scanned him and then said, get on your knees, both of you. And pointed the guns at him. And then Alice said, I love you, Mom. And Kara said, I love you too. And then bow, bow, they were dead. That was it. Killed them both.
That would have never happened because I tied my loose ends. I killed Todd ass from the jump. Fuck that nigga. He ain't have time to come looking for me.
I paid the price for not killing him. That was one of my fuck ups. I should have killed him.
Listen, as soon as they showed me the gun, see, you probably didn't go in the room and clean up shit. You probably skipped over the cleaning up part. Nah, nigga. I was in Hank room cleaning up shit, opened up the drawer, saw the pistol in the drawer. I was like, okay. Yeah, I know where to come back to.
Listen, Savage Uger said he met Todd at the bus station too, but Todd let them go.
Nah, fuck Todd. Fuck Todd. Todd had to go. I ain't like Todd anyway. I ain't like Todd since the Paris Games week.
Yeah, true.
Since that goddamn trailer, I ain't like Todd.
So my initial reaction was I was prepared to shoot him, but because I was so slow on those quick time events, I was like, man, Kara about to get fucked up, because Todd was putting that work in on her ass. I was like, this drunk motherfucker about to kill her. So
that nigga wasn't drunk, he was on coke. I mean,
whatever he was on, man. He was about to fuck her up. So I had to buckle down on those quick time events, and it got to the point where when the opportunity presented itself, I can't remember what happened. I think they hit Todd in the head and knocked him out or something like that. And then she grabbed Alice and left.
Not me. I sent Todd to go meet his maker. Listen, I did Todd a favor. Todd was living in poverty. He ain't had no job. All his bills was due and they was unpaid. Nah. I did Todd a favor. I took that nigga out of his misery. Facts.
Yeah, I did see all the credit applications that was rejected and shut off notices and shit. Just
yeah. Anybody who's smoking some shit that come out of their mouth and it's red, bruh, you ain't got nothing else to live for. You ain't got nothing else to live for. This nigga had red smoke coming out of his mouth, bruh. This man, he was at the table, bruh. He getting ready to eat his food, and he pissed himself off, dog. I'm like, what the fuck? How the fuck you sit here and make yourself mad? And then he got mad at Alice. I'm like, Alice looking at him like, please don't hit me. This nigga was finna fuck Alice up.
Well, shit, when I played the game, he had already backhanded Alice.
Man, listen. Todd made me want to fuck him up from the beginning. When
they were sitting at the table and was getting ready to eat, and he flipped that table over, and she started backing up and was like, Daddy, no. And he walked up on her and backhanded her.
Nah, man. Let me tell you. Todd went to acting crazy. Todd was like, you stay right there. Nigga, I broke through the fucking gate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I broke through the control. And Kamsky did that purposely, right? He did it purposely to give his androids free will. He even said it at the end when he was talking. Remember when he told Connor, I leave a back door?
Yeah.
To all of my programs and shit like that. That's what he was referring to. That's what he was referring to. The shit that allows them to freely think instead of just taking orders. But either way, Todd, old crack smoking ass, we gonna just call it crack because fuck red ice. Whatever that nigga was taking had him paranoid as fuck, had him falling asleep in like fucking 2 seconds, waking up pissed off, going to sleep pissed off, waking up wanting to beat on little kids and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like he just woke up and wanted to fuck Alice up. Like he just looked at her and was like, oh, you think I'm nothing, don't you? And then he made his own self mad, dog. So I went upstairs while he was running out to Alice. I went and grabbed the pistol. When I went to the room, opened up the door, and then he looked at Kara. He was like, oh, so you gonna shoot me? He was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then I pulled that pistol out. And then, he got ready to start boxing up Kara. I was like, nah, fam, it ain't even finna go down like this, player. It ain't even going down like this. As soon as I had an opportunity to shoot him, I shot him dead, and I felt great about it. It felt real good. Oh, it felt amazing. And then we got outside and it was raining and everything. The scenery just looking fucking beautiful, immaculate, water looking better than Sea of Thieves, graphics looking better than everything on Xbox. I'm just like, damn, son, this game is amazing. If y'all want to call this shit a walking simulator, call it whatever the fuck you want. Just call it something you won't be playing. That's all I'm saying. Man. And that shit is amazing.
Real quick, Lumpkin, you were saying, could you kill the artist's son? You talking about Carl Manfred. Yeah, you could kill his son. I chose not to because, when his son showed up there and started acting up and started acting stupid, Carl said, Marcus, don't defend yourself. So I'm sitting here letting this motherfucker push on me and knock me down and all kinds of other shit. And so it gave me a choice. It said defend yourself or do, not resist or something like that. And I chose not to defend myself because Carl told me not to defend myself.
No, but you're a human. It's called Detroit Become Human, not Detroit Play an Android, dog.
Right, but
so
at that
time, become human and slap the fuck out of Leo.
No, but even though Marcus was an android, he had a father-son relationship with Carl Manfred.
Yeah.
And it was big, and that was the reason why I did not do anything to Leo, because I figured with Manfred's money that even if his son Leo would have broke Marcus, Manfred would have had him fixed again. But I didn't count on Manfred having a heart attack and dying right there on the damn ground while that shit was going on.
Hey, listen, I took all that shit as I would if I was a fucking human, dog. Y'all was playing that bitch like an android, bro. I was playing that shit like a straight up human, like how I would handle these type of situations, dog. And you know what I'm saying? Like Leo just had to slap fire out of Leo, bro. Let me tell you, in that game, bro, it felt like everything I did was giving me trophies, bro. I was getting like 3 trophies per goddamn level, dog. Shit just popping back to back. Bing, bing.
I was too, but I was playing it on the normal level. So there's
only one level. There is no other level.
Okay, well, I played it. So here, the bottom line is I got a total of 20 trophies out of that game, 19 bronze and 1 gold.
Hey, listen, all I'm saying is I ain't had no problem putting hands on nobody. I ain't had no problems doing what I had to do to live good. If I had to go rob somebody, if I had to go steal the clothes off a nigga back, then that's just what is happening, man. We out here in Detroit, bro.
See, the next time I play it, I'm gonna play it like that because I tried to do the Martin Luther King thing and try to be nonviolent and hope the humans would see how discriminate they really was, see how racist they really was. But it was like, no matter what the androids did, humans still hated them. Humans still resented them. Humans still wanted them, destroyed. And when I finally realized that it ain't no getting through to these humans, no matter what you say to them, it was at that point that I turned into an animal and started having to do what I had to do.
It's what happens in real life. When you have a certain group of people that other groups of people can't control, they villainize those people. That's exactly what happened to the androids. They no longer had control of the androids, so they villainized the androids, even though the androids didn't want no smoke.
Right.
The androids just wanted to be left alone and just wanted equality, dog.
Right. But you had the media throwing that dirt on the androids, saying that they did this, they did that. You know, now, you know, more than ever.
Fake news.
Mm-hmm.
Fake news. Nothing. Just the whole nothing burger. That's all it is. Fake news.
So it was at that point right there. That's when I had to decide to become an animal, because I was like, the media is throwing dirt on us and humans is buying it. So it's like at that point, that's when I realized no matter what we say, no matter what we do, the humans just ain't going, you know, the humans just ain't having it. So it was at that point that I said, okay, it's time to go ahead and start attacking these motherfuckers rather than this non-violent shit and let them shoot us dead in the street. At that point, I said, fuck that. We done with that shit.
I knew that from the beginning, man. So when the first chance I got, when they shot down my homies after we had done blocked off the roads and put fucking graffiti over everything, yeah, you ain't get to that part because you failed to stop the alarm, so you didn't even see that part altogether. But either way, once you blocked off the streets and shit like that, and you brought all the androids to life, nigga, it was an uprising. But as soon as they got around that corner, when they started leaving, police officers was sitting right there, gunned a couple of us down, and then I was like, you know what? It's time to go. It's time to go. Yeah, go ahead. I was like, it was time to go, bruh. I was like, it was time to go, bruh. So what happened is, you know, the police was like, stop where you are or we're going to shoot. And then I was like, fuck this nigga. Do he realize that I'm a goddamn android? Took that gun, bruh. Shot both of them niggas in the head, bruh. Shot them both in the head, bruh. Felt no remorse. And then come to find out we had done killed Hank friend. Holy shit. We killed Hank's friend. So, you know, Hank was ready to murder some shit. Hank had murder beef with the androids after that. I'm just like, bruh, why you got murder beef with me, bruh? This nigga shot my homies. You can't shoot my homies and think I ain't finna shoot your homies. You killed two of us. We killed all of y'all. Shit, that's how it is. That's how it is. So we went out, got my homies. I was like, you know what I'm saying? We had done lit a blunt. You know what I'm saying? We was smoking on some of that cranberry kush. Yeah, y'all ain't never heard of that before. We had some cranberry kush. We was maxing and relaxing. We was sitting on a boat, nigga. We was like, you know what? Nigga, we need to go out and let these niggas know why they need to respect us. And I was like, word, G. Word. And I was like, we need to assemble. Got all our soldiers, got our weapons. We went out in the street. First, we was on some, we just gonna put our hands up, don't shoot. You know what I'm saying? That we was on some of that before. Then we was like, nah, but these niggas is standing in the road with riot shields and automatic weapons. They not finna be nice to us. I was like, nigga, I'm not finna be nice to you. So the first chance I got to start some violence, I went out there and started some violence. Nigga, I'm jumping over riot shields, taking riot shields, shooting niggas in the head, hitting them with the riot shield, rushing them. Man, it was mayhem. It was mayhem. So much shit was going on at once, bro. I was like, oh, man. I had Marcus with me. I had North with me. I had the, I forgot what the other guy's name was. I think his name was Jericho. I don't know if his name was Jericho.
You know how my game ended? How Marcus ended up surviving? When they had the final showdown with the cops was gunning down all those androids. And and what happened was they gunned down everybody, and it got to the point where Marcus was one of the few people left alive, and he had already been shot a couple of times because I got him shot a couple of times trying to poke my head over the top, trying to shoot the cops, and they shot him. So Marcus gets up inside this building. Did you know about the dirty bomb that Marcus had?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's how I ended up surviving. The cops had finally closed in on Marcus. He was wounded and looked like he was going to die, you know, from loss of blue blood. And the cops was like, give yourself up. And I had a choice, blow yourself up, use the dirty bomb or surrender. I used the dirty bomb and blew the whole fucking city up. And, the radiation the radiation that spread throughout the air forced humans to have to evacuate Detroit. And they were saying that because of the radiation going through the air, that Detroit would be, you know, they wouldn't be able to inhabit the city for decades.
Hey, listen, I ain't want to use that dirty bomb. I knew I wasn't going to have to use that dirty bomb. I used my nigga-nuity. You know what I'm saying? Fuck ingenuity. I used my nigga-nuity. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to show y'all niggas what it is. So I played that bitch like I was playing Call of Duty. Facts. Nigga, I was ducking undercover. Nigga, I was sending niggas out there. I was like, hey, yo, cover me. And then I was poking my head up, shooting. And I'm like, and the gun's like, ah. And I was like, ah. And then I seen my people over there. They was like, ah. And I was like, nah, we gonna do it. So then we turned this shit into like an episode of 300 and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or Braveheart. We had this shit like Braveheart, nigga. We was running through the city like, ah. And then I was like, do. And then I poked my head up and I was like, yo, cover me. And then we was running and then they shooting and then we running and we rushing. And then we made it into the end. And then them niggas started running away. All them bitch ass niggas started running away. You know what happened when they ran away though? When they ran away, I was like, shot all them niggas in the back. I was like, yeah, nigga, you think I'm finna let y'all go and regroup? You think I'm finna let y'all go and regroup? Nah, nigga, I'm killing you right here, nigga. And then we got together. It was like me and like fucking 30,000 fucking robots sitting in the room. We was like, yeah, today is a new day, nigga. We had the president on TV like, well, it looks like we got to live with another species, you know, another race. We got to live with another race on this planet. No, you know, we got to get it together. Yeah.
In my case, after he detonated that dirty bomb and everybody had to evacuate the city because of the radiation, the president was the one that made that announcement that Detroit would be unable to be inhibited for decades. And she said, but no effort will be spared to get back in there and take that city back over.
Nah, fam. I ain't used the dirty bomb. Listen, North gave me that dirty bomb shit. She said she took it off of somebody else or whatever. And I was like, nigga, give me that shit. Because that was going to be my last resort option. You feel me? But I ain't let them humans back me into a corner. I'm a ninja. The fuck?
Fuck? Lunkin and Garuda Legends talking about rocket launchers. When the fuck did rocket launchers come into play?
Oh, yeah, I got the rocket launcher as well. If you would have made it to the end instead of getting shot up, you would have saw the rocket launcher.
Oh,
Lincoln got everybody.
Yeah, Garuda Legends. I had no choice. It was like, if I didn't use that dirty bomb, the only other option was to surrender. And I already knew, Garuda, that if Marcus would have surrendered, they was going to kill him.
Listen, I went in that motherfucker like a savage. Straight fresh out the jungle. I was like, who won it? Nigga, we was bruh. We was out there like the Contra, bruh. Like the fucking gorillas in Contra and shit like that, bruh. So I was like, yeah, y'all want war? Y'all want war? Nigga, I'm gonna show you what's gonna happen. And I had fun murdering motherfuckers. Listen, Detroit Become Human turned from an interactive video game to a first-person shooter, my nigga. Quick. I mean, a third-person shooter, a third-person cover-based shooter. I was like, yo, and then you had to tell your people to move up and shit like that, man. Listen, we was out there, man. I left bodies in the street, bruh.
Shit, we was getting gunned down. I was telling them at first, cover me. And every time I tried to tell them to cover me and they poked their heads up, they was getting shot down. So I was like, fuck, we're going to have to stop sitting back being on the defense. We're going to have to start pressing this issue. So I started telling the robots, the androids to charge, but they was still getting gunned down. And it was like, androids left, 50%, 30%, 10%, 0%. So Marcus was the only one left as far as the ones that was fighting the police and shit. And that's when I was forced to run inside that building. And he got shot a couple of times trying to run in that building. And then that's when that's when I was given the option. They was like, come on out, and it says surrender or fight or something like that. And I said, and I hit fight. And when I did that, he reached in his coat and pulled out the detonator to that dirty bomb and detonated it.
Nah, fam, I ain't even have to do that.
Shit, when you did that, that shit looked like something right out of Nagasaki when he did that shit. The whole city lit up, and then it was and then next thing you know, the cops were screaming that we got to evacuate the city.
Listen, I went up in that thing. I went up in the Eden's Club, Garuda, and I was like, I was ready to throw some dollars at these bitches, bro. For real. I'm up there. I'm like, hey Hank, let me use your corporate credit card, nigga. Let me use your government issue credit card, nigga. Right. I'm swiping everything, nigga. I'm swiping everything, bro. I'm like, I want it all. I want it all. Hank was like, well, what are you gonna do? Well, I have to see where the deviant went. I'm like, yeah, we gotta see where the deviant went. So, nigga, we talking to all the bitches in the cases. We turning all of them on, nigga. He touching all of them. He like, hey, looking around trying to figure out what the hell happened. Man, listen, the Eden Club, bruh, David Cage, bruh.
Yeah, all three of them stories, like Marcus' story actually started out kind of slow. So it took me a minute to, it wasn't until his son showed up that I started becoming engaged in Marcus's story. When the son started showing up and being an asshole, but Kara and Connor, I was tuned into their stories right from the beginning.
Yo, Kara, man, that was my favorite character in the entire game, man.
Connor was my favorite.
Yo, I saw the actual actors that they modeled those characters after. Bruh. Splitting fucking image, dog. Oh my shit, dog. I was like, what the hell? Yo, that's crazy, dog.
But I saw the act like on Mafia 3, I saw the actual actors that played, the people in them in that game too. And like Lincoln Clay, the dude is I think he's Puerto Rican, yeah. And it's looked like Lincoln Clay except with a different hairstyle. Now the woman that played Cassandra looks a little bit different than Cassandra, but god damn, she was beautiful. She was like Diana Ross beautiful when Diana Ross was young, with the Supremes, man. That the actual woman that played Cassandra was beautiful.
Shit, Cassandra looked like she was still on the plantation, bitch.
She looked that way in the game, but when I saw a picture of her, hey, she looked like she could have been Cookie's sister in Empire or some shit like that. She was so fucking gorgeous.
Yo, but that game, listen, if y'all are on the fence about Detroit Become Human, I know what we saying sounds far-fetched like a motherfucker, but I can assure you that is how the game, goddammit, played out. I can assure you that the scenarios brought before you today are scenarios actually in the game. And if you look at the actual tree, the stem tree that shows you all the different ways that you could have won in the game, you see that there's a whole bunch of choices you could have made. Like I looked at some of the chapters that, I played and I was like, damn, I missed a whole bunch of shit.
Right. And I was able to see where I fucked up at looking at those trees. I was able to see where I fucked up at, or I was able to see where, okay, if I would have made a different decision, it would have been a different outcome.
That Kara robot, wasn't the Kara robot like $8.99? I remember seeing one of them robots was $8.99. I believe that was Kara though.
From what I was seeing, it seemed like, the average price of these robots, these androids, was $8,000.
Nah, fam. One was like $8.99, bro.
As in $899?
As in $899, bro. I was like, for 2 Xbox One X's or 1 Xbox One and a half, you could get an actual robot.
Right. Man, now after talking to you and talking in Garuda and Lunkin and Savage, all sharing what happened with them, man, I definitely have to go back and play this again.
Yeah, see? $8.99. Yep. Come on. You know she had to be cheap, bruh. Look at the the nigga who owned her, bruh. That nigga was a bum. A crack smoking bum.
Yep.
He was a crack smoking bum, bruh. I wonder how much Alice cost. Damn, I just spoiled it for some people. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of did that on purpose. But I wonder how much Alice cost, though, dog. That shit bummed me out, dog.
That broke my heart too.
That shit bummed me out. I'm like, I'm risking my life for this bitch and she a robot. Like, what the fuck? I should have let Todd take her motherfucking head off. Then I would have seen that she went nothing but nuts and bolts.
But once I saw that, and I was like, Kara came this far with her. You can't act any different now.
Listen, that was like David Cage, bro. That was the ultimate fuck you at the end of the game, dog. Facts. Like, nigga, you just did all of this shit because you thought it was a little girl, dog. Only to find out this bitch was a robot.
And I kept thinking, like, every time they was faced with something, I was like, if something happened to Kara, I was like, Alice is gonna be thrown out to a vicious ass world.
Yep. No, but you know what though? In the back of my mind, I ain't gonna even lie to you, Lincoln, bro. I'm gonna be 1000% honest with you. I kind of knew that Alice wasn't human, dog, because her and Kara had the same emotions, dog. They act pretty much the same way. And the thing is, when you saw Todd had a different type of attitude. He walked different. He acted different. You could tell that Kara was a robot. I mean, not Kara, but Alice was a robot. The thing is, I couldn't prove it. You know what I'm saying? And then they threw me for a loop when they actually explained that shit. I'm like, damn, bro. And yes, Lunkin, that was another one. The little bitch never ate, bruh. Even the candy bar, you remember we took the gun off the dresser, but the candy bar was still there, dog.
See, I never ran across that part as far as the candy bar goes.
Oh shit,
because it played out different with me. But Kara did make food for both Todd and Alice.
Yes.
But I didn't think nothing of it because neither one of them ate. Neither one of them ate.
But here's the problem, though. Well, even when you go and see Rose, she never eats the spaghetti either, though. And at that point, they had been on the road for quite some time.
Yeah, because that right there, that was a sign right there because Kara did tell Alice, you need to eat something because you haven't eaten since we started.
Exactly.
That was a sign right there. But I was like, huh? And I was like, I'm thinking to myself, okay, they probably only been on the road for one day and a human can survive 3 days without eating. So I'm thinking, okay, they had so much excitement during this one night that, they hadn't even thought about eating. So I was thinking that, okay, at some point, she's going to eat, but I didn't think that was an important part of the game. Now I realize it is.
Listen, what really fucked me up is when I saw robots crying. When I saw like the human robot, like the adult robots crying, I was like, damn, so these motherfuckers could cry tears too? I was like, oh shit. So I really knew something was up at that point. I really knew something that was up. But you got to give it to them, man. These robots, man, they were sentient beings, bro. They had real fucking emotions, dog. And you know what kind of fucked me up too? When Marcus got hurt, he actually exhibited pain. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he felt pain. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, they are robots. They should have never had that. The same thing with Luther. Bruh. I'm just like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah, but like once Alice was complaining about it being cold and you had a choice to deactivate, the sensors within her, there was there was detecting hot and cold. Because when she was complaining that, when it was looking like she was getting a fever, I was like, they got to get her out of that cold. But then, once it was revealed, that what Alice was, but yet she was still complaining about being cold, then you got presented with a choice whether to deactivate those sensors or not. I choose to leave them on.
Yeah.
Because since she thought she was human, I wasn't going to go. I came this far and she thought she was human. I wasn't going to shut it off on her.
She didn't think she was human. She knew she was a robot. Everybody knew except for Kara. Luther knew. She knew. Only Kara didn't know, bruh. Yo, That shit was yo. That game is amazing though, dog. I
Mhm.
can't wait to do my second playthrough, man.
Same
I
here.
really can't.
Because I think this time I'm gonna be a little more aggressive in the shit that I do. Because now that I know how the humans reacted towards androids, I'm gonna be aggressive right from the start.
Yeah, I figured even Rose knew as well, man. I figured Rose knew, bruh. But it's crazy because I would have thought that Kara would have known too, because you know when they touch other robots, you know what I'm saying, they kind of interface with them. You know what I'm saying? So what I always thought to myself is, how is it that she never interfaced with fucking Alice, dog?
Right.
Even if by mistake, you know what I'm saying?
Savage saying that Rose knew.
I felt like Rose knew. I agree with Savage. I felt like Rose knew. I mean, I can't prove it because she never says it or she never alludes to it in the game, but I think she knew. I think she knew.
But that, you know, Rose, Rose's situation led me to believe that so many androids passed through her hands, you know, trying to escape for freedom, because she was like Harriet Tubman in the Underground Railroad trying to help these androids to freedom. So I think it was even if she knew, now that I look back at it, maybe her thinking was that she came across so many androids with so many different emotions, it was nothing new to her.
Yeah, true. Hey, JKS Guy Code, bro, you was never interested in the game anyway, bro. If you were, you would have had it. I mean, it's okay. It's okay to say I would rather have the game for free instead of actually buying the game, instead of alluding and making excuses as to why you didn't buy it.
I bought the digital deluxe version, which came with several themes. It came with some avatars, and it came with a copy of Heavy Rain too. So
dang, he didn't even say sale. He said just free. Wow.
Yeah, on PS Plus, he said he hopes it's free on PS Plus for the PS5 era.
Wow.
That I wouldn't hold your breath on that, because I will say I was totally shocked when Bloodborne came up as part of PlayStation Plus. So I went ahead and grabbed it, even though I haven't really played it. But I don't know, bro. I don't know, guys. Code. I think you're gonna be waiting for quite a while before you see that shit come up as a free game.
Truth. I ain't gonna even lie to you, bro. To a certain degree, bro. I hope they take away those PlayStation Plus free games, bro. Because all it does is breeds a consumer base of people who feel like they shouldn't be paying for shit.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? It breeds a group of consumers who are no longer part of the actual ecosystem for the gaming system. They just want to wait around for free shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know,
a new IP too. Like, you would want to support a new IP like this. Like, people complain about new IPs, but then they want to wait for it to go free or on sale.
Right. You know what up, Emicon and Garuda? You know, you were saying like wait 4 years for it to be free. You know what? Games like Heavy Rain, I had, and it's ironic too, because I had mentioned that during the PS3 era, Heavy Rain, Killzone 2, and Resistance 2 was like 3 of my favorite games. And Heavy Rain was one of the games that I said I would buy it in a heartbeat if they remastered it. So what a stroke, luck that it happened to be included as part of the digital package for Detroit.
Truth. And I got Heavy Rain, but I've already platinum Heavy Rain. You know what I'm saying? I bought it during the PS3 era. I am gonna go through and replay Beyond Two Souls though. Definitely gonna go back and replay that. But I did get Heavy Rain free when I bought Detroit Become Human, and that game again is fucking phenomenal, man.
It is.
It is phenomenal, man.
So sick. Would you agree that Detroit Become Human looks slightly better than God of War?
Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Here's the thing. I know also that God of War isn't based truly in reality. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the detail in God of War is something that you would probably never really see in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to see somebody who got ashy skin like fucking Kratos and shit like that. But when you in Detroit Become Human, the reason why I think it looks better is because the characters are more relatable and look more human, like more realistic. Like, I can't even explain it, dog. The realism, the photorealism in that game is just something I've never seen before at all.
Yeah, especially like with Rose and Amanda, they looked so goddamn real.
Dude, they finally got black people right in the game, dog. Like, for real, bro. I know people who low-key look just like Rose, bro. I know niggas who low-key look like Marcus. I know people who low-key look like fucking Luther, dog. They didn't make them look overly fucking, like, you know how most games, bro, like, even including Gears of War, you see how the dude look. I forgot what the guy's name, the black guy in fucking Gears of War.
Cole.
Coltrane. You see how they gave him like the stereotypical accent. The nigga nose is like a goddamn boulder and shit like that. Yeah. Like they, but that's not, Gears of War ain't the only game that does that. It's a lot of games that do that, dog. Like they make black people's lips like overly fucking huge. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Where did they get these models from? But the characters in Detroit Become Human look like actual characters, and they look like they modeled it after actual fucking black people, dog.
Yeah, and it was I was surprised by how many black people was in the game, because it was a lot of black people in the game. You know, most games only have 1 or 2 black people in them or something like that, but it was like everywhere you turned in this game, it was a black person in the game. Whether it was an android that was like sweeping up the sidewalk or what have you, or whether it was Amanda. You know, so it was. A
lot of them was the same character models, though. A lot of them was the same character models.
They were still highly detailed, though, and every one of them, like you said, every one of them looked like somebody you know.
Dog, for sure, dog. Everybody in this game, even the Asian people they actually looked Asian, bro. They didn't look like the stereotypical Asian, bro. They looked Asian, dog. The fucking white people looked white. They didn't look like just some generic ass fucking white people, bro. They actually look like actual fucking white people, bro. Like, I'm like, I don't even know if I'm saying this shit right.
No, you know what? And the white people in that game had different skin tones too. Because I think Marcus was dark for a white person. You know,
Marcus is not white though. Marcus is mixed, bro. You never seen his actual character model? He's modeled after a mixed dude.
Nah, I didn't. No, I mean, I thought his hair, because of how short his hair was. I mean,
you ain't see them nigga naps in the back of that nigga head.
Yeah, I saw that. I noticed that, but I was like, hey, you know,
hey, listen, somebody was fucking master and the slave when they made that robot.
Oh man.
But it was, I mean, but what I'm saying though is that these character models were believable. That was the ultimate thing about it, dog. The character models was believable, dog.
Yeah.
The voice acting in the game was actually good. It was actually spot on. These are the critiques that we look at in other games. We're like, what the fuck is going on, dog? Like, why do these characters have these weird ass voices? You know what I'm saying? They have weird ass voices, and then when you see the person versus the voice, the shit just don't add. It don't add up, dog. It don't compute. But like, they did a good job. They did a very good job.
You're bad at this game.
Somebody's bad at that game.
Man, I don't know what my son in there playing, man.
Oh. You know, but unfortunately, I got to get ready to wrap this up pretty soon. My son picking on me. He wants the computer to play Roblox. But shortly, though, like after this is over, folks, after we get done with this, I will be jumping over on the PlayStation, and I think I'll play a game of MLB The Show and stream that. So anybody who wants to jump in the chat there and then, continue to pick the conversation up there, feel free. But as far as this, yeah, we can. I know where you're going with this, Gunru. We can have that rubber match if you want. But I assumed your kids had the PlayStation tied up or something.
No, they'll give it. He'll give it up. He'll give it up while I get this rubber match in.
Okay, so after we get done with this podcast, shortly, I'll call you and see if the kids want to give up the PlayStation. If they do, I'll play you for the rubber match and we can go ahead and stream it. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and look for a random opponent.
That'll work.
So, but as far as this podcast goes, yeah, I have to wrap it up here pretty soon.
Oh man, Detroit Become Human. Detroit Become Human is fucking fire, dog.
It is.
It's just fucking fire, dog.
I mean, when last year at E3, when Sony showed the E3, when they first announced another God of War, I didn't really, think much of it. But when they showed Kratos throw that axe and it came back, I instantly thought of Thor, and I said, okay, I want this game too. But at the time, Detroit Become Human was still number one on my radar out of all the exclusives that Sony showed at last year's E3. Detroit Become Human was number one on my list. With Spider-Man being second and God of War third. Those got juggled around over the months, but at one point, yes, Detroit Become Human was number one on my radar.
When they first revealed that game, I was like, I cannot fucking wait. When they said that it was from the creators of Heavy Rain, Indigo Prophecy, and Beyond Two Souls, I was like, fuck yes.
And then when they did that demo at PSX with Connor and the Deviant on the rooftop, I said, fuck, this is number one on my list.
Oh yes. When they did that, and when they fucking showed Kara and Alice, and they showed that interaction, I was like, this game is going to be so amazing. I love games that speak on real shit, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and this whole game was real shit, dog. Like, I think that's what a lot of people don't understand, man. This game was not based in fiction necessarily. The only thing that was fiction about it was the fact that they were androids, and who knows, that shit could probably even be real soon. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But the situations that they went through, the plights that they faced, like all of that shit is real shit that actually fucking happens. You know what I'm saying? And like domestic violence is a real thing. Just because you don't talk about something don't mean that it doesn't exist. Doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. It just means that you don't talk about it. You know what I mean? If you don't talk about racism, does that mean that racism just goes away? No, it just means that you do not acknowledge it. If you don't talk about fucking domestic violence, does it mean that bitches ain't around here getting popped in the head? No, it just means that you're not talking about it. And when you don't talk about it, guess what happens? You give off the impression that it does not exist. So you allow people who do these certain things to still freely do these certain things, because now you have the narrative that this type of shit does not happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's crazy though, dog. I feel this game on like so many goddamn levels, man, and it is fucking amazing. I'm sorry. Probably one of the best games this generation to me. I'm gonna say to me, because I realize these types of games ain't for everybody, especially when you gotta read shit. Niggas don't be trying to read shit,
right?
But I be trying to read shit.
I definitely hope this game sells well. To me, hats off to Quantic Dreams for making a great game. Hats off to Sony for backing this project. Because they could have definitely took the Microsoft route and be like, no, we want some multiplayer shit that we can monetize for years to come and shit. So hats off to Sony for backing this project up, and hopefully both Quantic Dreams and Sony will get their returns on this game.
I'm gonna tell you, Sony need to buy Quantic Dreams now. They need to offer them whatever they need to offer them, but they need to buy them now. They make quality products. Again, before this game even dropped, I saw a whole bunch of people who don't know David Cage talking about they got murder beef with David Cage. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, you don't even know this nigga, dog. Like, you don't know this man, bro. How do you have beef with somebody you don't know? You don't interact on a daily basis, bro. How do you? I swear, motherfuckers be getting way too. This is why I hate Twitter, dog. I hate Twitter because Twitter gives you accessibility to people you should not have accessibility to. You know what I'm saying? The type of interaction that these weirdo ass niggas be having with developers should not be happening, dog. A lot of the problems in this fucking community stems from the fact that people feel like they can easily reach out to these people. And that's not a good thing.
No.
That is not a good thing at all.
So, shoot. Oh, my Detroit Become Human review got more views than I thought. It's only 52 views, but it's still beyond my expectations though.
That's gonna go up.
I think the people prefer the live stream versus full blown videos, but it was something I felt I had to do. because that it was such an amazing game. And I'm already, as we speak right now, I'm already figuring out my next strategy of how I'm going to approach this game the next time I play it through.
Man, woo.
What's up, Ryan, the professional? What's going on, my friend?
It is just a wonderful, wonderful time to be a gamer right now, man.
It is.
Really is.
That it was a tremendous game, and thanks, Machiavelli. There was a couple of moments in that game where I didn't make a decision in the given amount of time because I found myself being amazed by how good the game looked. There were times where I just sat there in a daze and just looked at how good the game looked. And I just, I was like, man, Sony is just coming out with good looking game after good looking game, all these amazing looking games on what's supposed to be a weaker console.
Hey man, I think the truth is in the pudding. Like somebody said, if you don't have the talent, it doesn't matter how much power you have, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I always say, it's like having a huge penis, but then you can't get it up. It's fucking pointless. It's useless. That's what the X is right now. That's exactly what the X is. Mm-hmm. It is a guy with a huge penis that cannot get hard. Like it's pointless for you to even have that shit.
Mm-hmm. RD Viana, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, 809. If you get Detroit Become Human now, I don't think you would get to your backlog. I don't think you would even touch your backlog until after you finish this game, because the stories are that they are just that much engaging. You will become that engaged in the story.
That's why I was waiting. See these guys in the stream today just changed all that right now.
I'm telling you, Gunru, if I was in your position right now where I hadn't played the game yet, but I got to sit here and listen to two people tell me how amazing the game is and then see everybody in the chat talk about how amazing the game is, I would have bought it right then and there. I wouldn't have been able to take it anymore. I would have bought it right then and there.
Nah, man, you got to wait until it's the right time for you, man. Like I know everybody's situation is different, so I can't really press anybody to, buy a game or something like that.
But I love cinematic experiences. I love to see a game play out like a movie, and that game definitely played out like a movie.
It absolutely did, man. It played out better than the movie, actually, because imagine if they turned this game into a movie, dog. That shit would be so goddamn lit.
It would.
It would be so goddamn lit.
It would be a movie.
You know what they should do? They should make a TV series from it, right? Like, I don't know if you remember, they had this TV series on PlayStation called Power, and if you're like a PlayStation Plus member, they gave it to you for free or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They should do that for Detroit Become Human. So not do anything that costs them like hella fucking money, like putting it on a network or something like that, but just make like a season 1, season 2, season 3 of Detroit Become Human, and then just give it out to your PlayStation Plus members. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Oh man, that shit would be so fucking lit, dog.
I would want to see it hit the big screen, because I would want to see a big budget spent on a movie like that.
Man, I just know that they could do so much with what they have, dog. They could do so much with what they have. But I wonder what they're going to do next. Like, I mean, because it feels like this game leaves on a cliffhanger. You know what I'm saying? So it feels like there will be a Detroit Become Human 2. It just feels that way.
It does. And how would they, because of how many different endings that this game had, how would they start the next one? Because
they could put it in a totally different city. They can put it in different cities in the U.S., bro. I think
that would probably be the best move, because if they did another Detroit Become Human, part 2, and in my case, they started off with Kara or something like that. Well, whoa, wait a minute. In my version of the game, Kara died. So how'd she come back to life?
You killed everybody, dog. Like
Marcus was the only one to survive. even North got killed.
What?
North got killed.
You got North. No, you got everybody goddamn killed.
Did North survive on yours?
Hell yeah, she survived.
Lincoln over there killing off everybody in this
Yeah,
movie.
North got killed. When they was like when the police, invaded that freighter, and they, was trying to scramble to get up out of there and shit. As they was running, North got shot, and it was like you had a choice. It was like, do you go save her or do you keep running? I chose to keep running, and she died as I turned around and took off, because I was like, if I go get her, I'm probably gonna get killed too. So I had to leave her.
Man, you got everybody killed, bro. Hey, I'm gonna try that my next playthrough. I'm gonna literally try to get everybody killed. I'm gonna make the worst possible decisions for everybody.
I wasn't trying to though. We was trying to get up out of there, and she got shot, and it was like save North. Keep running. I chose to keep running.
Oh man!
But the black dude, when he got shot, and I had a choice to save him or let him die, I chose to save him.
Did you get Alice killed? Oh yeah, you did get Alice killed.
Yeah, he
got Alice shot in the head.
Yeah, they got her and her and Alice, her and Kara got killed at the bus stop, execution style. The cops made them both get on their knees and put their hands behind their heads and shot them both.
Oh man.
Before they died, Alice said, "I love you, Mom," and Kara said, "I love you too." Pow, pow, that was it.
This man got everybody murdered.
I wasn't trying to though, man. I told you, man, I fucked up a lot in that game. And I don't like some of the fuck ups that I made, man. That's why I got to go back and play this game again. Like I said, I want to take a couple of days to take this shit in and think about some of the fuck ups that I made, clear my head and then go back in there with a totally different attitude. So, so when I go in there this time, my philosophy gonna be, if you're not part of the solution, you part of the problem. You got to go.
Yo, you know what I'm gonna do before I start a new save, man? I gotta back my shit up to the cloud, dog. I gotta back my my game save that I'm working on now. I'm gonna back that shit up to the cloud because I know I'm gonna make all different choices. And I want to be able to come back to the save that's actually fucking good, because I'm about to fuck shit up, dog. I'm about to literally go through the game and get everybody killed. The game might not even be 11 hours, bro. That shit might be 4 hours when I finish, because everybody gonna die.
Yeah, because even the black dude did get killed. Because he got shot again, and
Savage Euchre said only one person died in his game, just Luther.
Shit, in mine, I put it this way: in my game, Marcus was the only survivor, and that only happened because I had to detonate the dirty bomb. If I didn't, he probably would have died too.
This man caused state of decay, bro. This man caused a state of decay.
Basically,
this man set off a goddamn A-bomb in the city. Jesus Christ.
I said it was a big ass light, like hurricane type wind sweeping through the city. It was crazy.
That game was so fun though, man. And them action scenes, oh my god. Shit gets really heavy, bro. Like when you on the boat and you in that bitch like Neo, you know what I'm saying, from the Matrix. Bro, this shit is just crazy, dog.
Yeah. And then even when Savage, I'm trying to kill everybody, when they tried to get the confession out of that android about why he stabbed his owner and shit, when he started trying to kill himself and started banging his head on the table, I chose not to intervene because I hit that. Well, I didn't choose not to intervene. I hit the button on purpose, not me on accident. I hit the button on accident not to intervene. But I meant to intervene, but I accidentally hit the button to not intervene. And so the dude ended up, smashing his damn head on the table until he finally broke it open.
Nah, I let him do that. Bro. I didn't want him to snitch, bro. I was like, man, you know what? Bro, I'm gonna let you kill yourself. I purposely didn't intervene because I felt like Connor set the man up anyway, dog. I'm like, the man trying to tell you what happened, bro. And then he's like, it's up here. I'm like, dog, Connor, you snitching, bro. You snitching, bro. You didn't even have a choice either. Connor just went straight to dragging the nigga in, bro.
Yeah. Shit, he didn't even think twice. So, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, you about ready here, Gunru?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The stream going.
Okay. Well, man, I was really enjoying this, but unfortunately, I got to bring it to an end. So, but hey, I might do another one this evening. You got to work tonight, Sick?
Nah, man, I'm off. I'm completely off, bro. I'm fucking, just catching up on some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, I might do another one this evening, or if you happen to do one, bring me in.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was actually thinking about what I wanted to do tonight, but yeah, I may do some.
Okay, because I have to take my son home at about 5 p.m. Eastern. But he lives about 45 minutes away from here, so I would probably say, I don't, maybe around 7 p.m. Eastern is when I'm expected to be back.
All right, cool.
And so we can definitely hook up in. I can either start a stream or you can do one and I can jump in there with you.
Don't really matter to me, bro. Don't really matter.
I mean, we got a lot of the same subscribers, so so whichever one of us stream, they're not going to miss anything.
Facts. And if you ain't subscribed, make sure you subscribe.
Without a doubt. Make sure. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button. But before we close this out, how about some outros?
Oh shit, hold on. JKS God Code. I actually got the platinum in Until Dawn. So I literally saved everybody and saved only, I think, like one person. And then I think in one of my playthroughs, everybody died. Like, it was a massacre, bruh. It was a massacre, bruh.
Okay, that's what's up. So go ahead and how about your outro there, Mr. Sick?
Absolutely. Lincoln Clay, I would like to appreciate, and I would like to tell you that I appreciate you for bringing me on today. I do appreciate the invite, and we will definitely do this again sometimes. I do want to let everybody know who's here. Make sure you hit that like button. Lincoln Clay has been doing wonderful things out here in the gaming community. So make sure you hit that like button. Let him know that you like the things that he's doing. And we'll definitely try to bring you guys some more excellent content later on tonight. Whether it's on my channel or whether it's on Lincoln channel, doesn't really matter. Whatever comes up first, we're definitely going to bring that heat. And then we can talk some more about, what's going on in these gaming streets. I mean, there's a lot of things going on, and Detroit is the greatest game ever. And this outro is way too fucking long, so I'm gonna wrap it up.
Shout out to Sick Humor. This was an amazing chat today. Sharing all these different scenarios with Detroit Become Human, and I'm really looking forward to playing this game again. So unfortunately, Gunru, you weren't able to jump into this conversation in terms of how the game played out. I wish you would have been able to play this game and get in on this conversation, but nonetheless, go ahead, shoot your outro, even though you weren't able to say that much. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, no problem, man. It's good to be on. Thanks for having me on, Lincoln. It's Gunru Gaming. That's my fault. I should have bought this game day one like the rest of you guys. So, but it was awesome. See, this is why reviews need to die. I could just sit in this podcast and listen to a review. I don't even need to go to IGN or none of them sites and listen to their bullshit reviews.
Whoa, wait. 1 second. I know we all getting the fuck up out of here, but hold on. That's the one thing that I've been telling you guys about reviews forever. I don't know why people use reviews as if they're the end all be all. You got to remember, these people do not have the same gaming habits you have. They don't play the same stuff. And most of them play so many games that they don't even really like gaming. I'm just being honest with y'all. I'm telling y'all something that y'all might not know, but they do this shit for a living. When you do this shit for a living, it's sort of like this. You remember when you told us, Lincoln, that you used to burn a whole bunch of 360 games and shit like that? Yeah. Well, I used to do the same thing. The thing is, when you have access to all of these games all the fucking time, you end up not playing any of them.
And that's exactly what happened.
And they don't have the same value that a game has that you actually went out and spent money on. It's just what it is. So these people who doing these reviews, half of the time they don't even want to play the fucking game.
No, and when it comes to reviews, the only thing that I look for in a review is when they tell me how the game performed in terms of frame rate, screen tearing, stuff like that, because that is enough that if the general consensus is that this game is broken, it might be enough to steer me away from the game. Because that's part of the experience. Because if they tell you that a game is having frame rate problems, it's screen tearing, those are facts, not opinions. And that's going to come in. That's going to come into play for my decision to buy a game, because how smooth the game runs too comes into play for me.
You know who didn't tell you that when they did the review for Sea of Thieves? They didn't tell you about all that screen tearing. They didn't tell you about all the actual graphical issues. They told you about how great of a foundation the game was.
Yeah, of course. That's why I relied on a lot of YouTube videos to explain about the screen tearing and shit like that, because that's basically how I found out.
Yep. And that was on my X that I had. I was like, what the fuck? Why is this game running so terribly? You can't tell me that's because of the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, that has nothing to do with the servers. That's a problem with the fucking game itself. But either way, I've always told people that the Xbox One X is just not that powerful. You know what I'm saying? They hyped it up to be that, but it's not that great of a tech. It's not that great tech. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the reason why people are usually disappointed when they see the games that are running on that fucking console. And that's because it's not what you guys think it is. It's what they wanted you to think it is. You know what I'm saying? They want you to think that that the console is super fucking great and runs super fucking. It doesn't, dog. Anybody who owns a fucking X can attest to that. So don't take my word for it, because I don't own an X anymore. So you ain't got to take my word for it. But take the word from people who still own that piece of shit.
Yeah. And with that being said, today, first of all, getting back to the Detroit Become Human, if you're looking for a game with a cinematic experience, this is definitely the game for you. It is an amazing game. Secondly, it actually felt good to talk positive about a game for once, instead of spending most of the time talking about the state of Xbox. It was nice to have a lengthy conversation.
Wait. My bad, Lincoln. I hate to interrupt you. There was something that I found about Detroit Become Human, and anybody who watched my stream, y'all know exactly what the fuck that was. I did find a problem with Detroit Become Human. You know, when you start off with Marcus and you go into that little plaza and you see the people who's talking and everything, there was an invisible wall right in the center of the goddamn walkway. And literally, I ran into the wall and I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, hold on, maybe it was just a glitch on my end. So I walked backwards and then walked into the wall again. It was just an invisible barrier that was there. You could walk around it. But it was right there in the center of the goddamn screen.
I didn't run across that problem. So for me, the game ran pretty good. There was a couple of minor glitches that I saw, but they weren't even worth mentioning. And I can't even remember where I saw them at. So it wasn't even worth mentioning. But
I think Jamal Adams was there. I think he was in my stream when I did that shit, dog. I literally walked into an invisible wall. Like, there was nothing there. There was nothing you could see. You could literally see straight in front of you. But I walked fresh into a brick wall.
No, it didn't happen to me. So from my end, the game, other than a couple of small glitches, the game ran flawless. It was definitely an enjoyable experience. It definitely kept me tuned in. So, again, everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for the likes. If you happen to catch the replay of this, make sure you give it a like. And like I always say, make sure you lock the door on your way out. From here, the next move is for me to go ahead and jump on MLB The Show and do a stream and see if I can get win this rubber match against Gunru. So tune into that, and make sure you chime in on the comment section. Whatever you want to talk about. I'll do my best to answer comments as I'm playing this game. But with that being said, for my guest, Sick Humor TV, and my guest, Gunru Gaming, this is your boy Lincoln Clay. Y'all have a good Memorial Day. I will catch y'all later, and we are out.
Deuces.
Yup.